Hey guys, and welcome to another video with me, Jake Billing. Now, if you remember in the last video, I did an XP virtual machine video where we ran 50 copies of Windows XP in Hyper-V. Now, the idea of this was to show how many I could run at once. As you can see here, there's 50 in total. And after that, I kind of thought, well, there's no point in making any more because, 50 is enough. But I could have, in reality, gone to 100, I think, before the system would really bottlenecked. So today, I thought we'd try running Windows Vista. Now, I found a download link here for Vista 64-bit Ultimate Edition. So I'm just downloading that now. I'm just waiting for the download to complete. I'm being bandwidth throttled by their switches, or the managed switches. And as soon as that's done, we'll get cracking and, set some virtual machines up and see how we can do from there. How many can we run? That's the question. Okay, so on the desktop here, I have the ISO for Windows Vista 64-bit Ultimate Edition. So let's go back to Hyper-V Manager, create the very first virtual machine running Vista so that we can export it once it's set up and then re-import it multiple times until we slow the system down. So Windows Vista, next, Generation 1 next. We don't want to use dynamic memory, but we will assign it the bare minimum, which is 384 megabytes. Oh, speed! Next, we will leave the network adapter because we will add the legacy adapter for it. We'll give it 20 gig of storage because that's around the minimum it needs. Next, and we'll install the ISO from the desktop. There it is. Okay, so next and finish. Let's go into the settings of the virtual machine here, and we want to obviously assign it all 8 cores of this i7 processor, and then finally we need to add hardware, legacy network adapter. We're going to use the external switch and apply and OK. Let's go ahead then and start this beast up. Oh, this is going to bring back some right nightmares. Well, and memories. Okay, here we go. Let's configure this Vista virtual machine then. Username is Jake, no password at all, because that's how I roll. Jake PC, let's configure it with this swanky background. And next, and no, oh hell no, no updates, thank you. Next, and work. Thank you. Let's start then. Oh, I can't wait for this. Oh. And it's the welcome screen. Let's do this then. So looking at the CPU usage there, actually we're not doing too badly. We've got what, 50% CPU or less, and 30% of the disk. It's using the allotted system memory. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. We have full instant access straight away through that. Okay, it's not very well supported nowadays, but if I put Chrome on it, it would be fine. So you can see that's working fine there. So, let's go ahead and go back to Hyper-V Manager. So, Hyper-V Manager. And we want to right-click Export. We want to browse to my desktop after I've made a folder on it. That would help. New folder. Windows Vista. Okay. So, I'll select that on my desktop. It can go in there. So, select folder. That's where I'll export to. Go. If I scroll across here, it should show the exporting progress. Cool, so you can see it exporting just there. 80% and nearly done. Once it's exported, we can obviously then re-import it in as many times as we want with the exact same configuration, settings, etc. Username and password, whatever. Okay, so merge in progress done. So in theory now on my desktop I will have a Windows Vista folder here, and then within the virtual hard disks there's the disk image. So it's currently using nearly 11 gig. Cool. So let's go ahead and go back to Hyper-V Manager. Let's go back and import virtual machine, and this is really where the fun begins, guys, because this is where we're going to start bringing those virtual machines in to try and make this system bottleneck. So it's going to be quite exciting, I would have thought. Oh, Jacob Billing. Alright, let's go back and browse, desktop, Vista, select folder, thank you. It'll then see the Vista installation from my desktop. Next, I'm going to copy the virtual machine, but create a new user identity. Next, and I'll call it number 1. Okay, and finish. Copying file. Vista VHDX. And any second now you'll see up here there'll be another copy of Windows Vista, and then I can start that up as well. So here's the original one, as you can see, just running here nicely, sitting away, chugging away. And the second one any minute now will appear underneath that, and I can start that off as well and run them side by side, and that's where it'll all begin. I will go up 5 at a time. In fact, no, I'll go up 10 at a time, and then obviously when it's done 10, I will then come back and see how the system's running. So let's do that now. Let's do it. Okay, there you go. You can see that underneath there. So if I double click on this, or go right click connect, and then action start, I'll then have a second VM. Opens just as simple as that. So there we go. Now we have 2 Windows Vistas. Oh yeah! Look at that. Oh, throwback VMs. Oh, love it. So let's go ahead and do this then. I'm going to go up to 10 and I'll come back to you shortly. Cheers, guys. Alright then, that's the first 10, guys. So if we go to connect, action start, you can see you can just see how fast that is. It's ridiculous. Okay, and connect on the 10th one, action start. So there's 10 Windows Vista virtual machines all running, and so far I've got to say it's looking pretty optimistic. 40% of the CPU usage, 7 gig of RAM, and probably about 20% or less of the SSD on average there. So as you can see, if I hover over here, all 10 VMs are showing. There they are in the Alt Tab list. Nice and smooth there. Brilliant. So yeah, as you can see, it's working pretty well. All of them are there for internet access. Let's keep going. We need to get up to, well, 50 in theory. If we can do that with that, would be great. So let's go ahead and carry on. So, import virtual machine. Next. Number 11. Let's do this then. I'm actually excited to see how many we can run. I'm actually quite impressed so far. It's pretty impressive, you know. Okay, number 11 importing now. Stay tuned for 20 virtual machines. Oh, yeah. Okay, guys, so far so good. So now we're on the 20th virtual machine. So I'm just going ahead and starting this. So 19 and number 20. So as you can see on the right hand side there on Task Manager, using 20 virtual machines running, which are all here. So Alt Tab, as you can see, they're all there. Some are actually on the little screensaver, but yeah, they're all running. And as you can see in Hyper-V Manager there, they're all running. Currently 60% or less on the CPU. 11 gig of RAM out of the 16. We're using, I don't know, under 10% on the disk. So let's go ahead and carry on. Let's see what we can do then. Let's go. So we're running 30 copies of Windows Vista now, guys. 30 copies of Windows Vista. Oh, it's hilarious. So yeah, my system's starting to lag a bit now. I said it's 30 copies of Windows Vista running in Hyper-V. So 30 physical clients. Well, sorry, virtual clients all running here. As you can see, all of them are running, all 30 of them. If I look at my own system now, I've got about 70 gig on my 512 gig SSD free. We'll have to keep bumping that up in a minute until we completely run out of space. Either space will go first or the memory. So we'll go through that obviously and keep going until we get sort of bottleneck completely or out of resources. If we look at the performance of this machine still, so if I click on for instance YouTube there, you can see it's not the smoothest or quickest of experiences. It still works all right, but it's using 100% of the CPU. Oh, it's a quad core, an 8-core 4.8 gigahertz overclock processor i7, one of the first gen or second gen of i7s. It's starting to struggle a bit now. The disk is at 100% usage. That's an SSD. It's Let me have a look at that. It's the 850 Pro 512. You can see that's 100% on the seek time. That's just instant active all the time. Vista is killing the shit out of that SSD. Anyway, let's keep going. I've got a feeling I'll probably get to something like 33 VMs and that'll be the end of it. So let's keep going and see where we get stuck. Alright guys, there's 33 VMs and we're cutting it pretty close to the mark here. If we connect to these, it may kill my system, I don't know. Let's go and try and do that now. You can see there on Task Manager on the right hand side, the system is absolutely being hammered. 100% CPU usage, almost all of the memory, 91%. The hard drive, well, I mean the SSD in this thing is incredibly quick, but even that's being bottlenecked by 33 Windows Vista virtual machines. And as you can see, they are now starting up in the middle of the screen there. Oh, one's blue screened. Oh yeah, I can see that in the background there. One has blue screened. We'll bring that to the forefront in a minute. Oh, so let's grab the one that has blue. This one has kernel data in-page error. Now I'm guessing that's because the machine's run out of memory. We're using 15.4 out of the 16 gig of RAM. I'd assume that, yeah, basically 32 was the limit, and the 33rd machine actually just put it over the edge effectively. It was running, but obviously when we tried to connect to it and watch the session, it just basically killed itself. So yeah, it's going to restart itself now, and if it works, I'll be mightily impressed. But I would have thought, yeah, it'll do the same as before. You've got to admit though, that is a pretty cool sight to see, isn't it? You see all these VMs just sitting here on the desktop. You know, there's 33 of them just sitting there, you know, chilling out. It looks pretty damn cool, you've got to admit. So I'm going to organise them now, just for fun, really. Oh dear me, it's fun, isn't it? Alright guys, well that was fun, wasn't it? So we managed to get 33 copies of Windows Vista running in a virtualized environment. So that was individual virtualized computers, effectively, or versions of an operating system running within Hyper-V. I'm Jake Billion. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and share it around. And I look forward to seeing you next time when we'll be doing a Windows 7 video, a Windows 8 after that, and a Windows 10 video to follow that. Cheers for watching, guys. Catch you next time. See ya. Bye. Vista for life. GigaNet